played agent, 45% of his play is on a singular agent. That agent is Neon. So I am quite excited to see if this will be the day where he shines. And Woot on the Phoenix, hey, he had the flashes on the Yoru, he's going for the same.
Yeah, we've seen this used to put those flashes up on A long, deny the space, but instead KC using the cage, reveal behind it, and already a lot of space taken, but the players on short can cut them off. These players from Heretics are completely isolated, and they're going to be dropped.
They're low,
the last one standing, and well, some decent damage traded out.
Yeah, it's going to allow for them to reposition. Plant will be coming in. Sugetsu waiting on the other side already. Landsby tries to swap guns down to the 1v1, and it is a matter of millimeters. 21 HP for Abez, but he will take that pistol round home.
A really nice attempt by Woot in particular. I mean, he gets a lot done. Those players are low, but one more connected shot, that becomes a much, much easier round. Oh, the flash. That was a little unfortunate. Definitely gave a little margin for error, but pistol round start for KC. A decently competitive one. And I think that, you know, we heard it in the toss, we heard it in the conversations on the desk. Both of these teams, you can see at top of your screen, 0 and 2 at the moment. This really is do or die for them. If death isn't already around the corner.
Well, yeah.
Do you expect this to be a close matchup, though?
I do. I think both teams have been messy. I think as well that you look at the sort of map veto, and both teams normally ban split. Both teams floated it. They tried to sort of move towards other avenues knowing that wasn't coming through. But what that means was the Pearl ban allowed a more awkward scenario for Heretics. Like KC banned the map they probably would have picked and maybe left Haven until last. Now they're going to pick Haven as one of their strongest maps. And it's a map that KC have looked good on. So I think there's a better opportunity for KC to win this 1-2-0 if any team is going to, but I'm fully expecting 3 maps in this series.
And you're not just saying that because Fracture's the last map?
That added an extra like 10% to like my hope, because yeah, we've got to see a little bit of it, and it was the game where Filu just like went absolutely mad with that sort of clutch at the end. So I think that like it's a map I love. I know a lot of people hate it. I feel like it's the Marmite of Valorant. Well, for now though, you might be looking at this as like, oh, why are they just talking through this round? Woot is going to have to 1v5 with a Classic. He's got 1. Honestly, that's not bad, but he's not going to get anything else. And when you're retaking on this A site, you talk about like, oh, maybe you need the paranoia. You need to have your recon, everything available to get you back into the site. They don't have anything. They do have the recon. I would almost expect them to just die to the spike, but we'll see.
Well, I mean, a bookie in play, maybe you throw that, try to find the exits, do a bit of damage.
Throw it at them, or like...
No, throw the...
Catch!
Throw the player themselves into the mix. It does look like they want a bit of a scrap, but I do agree. It's likely to see the spike death. Heretics, though, have different ideas. In goes the bookie. Oh, damage and a kill. Another kill. Oh, my goodness. Damage is going off here for Team Heretics. Look, all things considered, that's a fantastic round.
But that's 2 guns dropped. Like, those weren't players that just had pistols or like something missing. That was, I believe, an outlaw and another rifle. So yeah, that's quite an expensive round coming up for KC. When that said, all there was a Bucky in play. And I'll be honest, it didn't really do that much. It was actually the Classics that did everything for Heretics. So a little bit of extra damage. It's also interesting to me that Woot is the one that comes in with his ult when they lost both rounds and Levin's top of the board for his team. But obviously with the position of some of these orbs, you kind of expect them to be able to get one.
Yeah, it's a big part of playing against the Phoenix. Obviously with the Phoenix on their side, KC will want those orbs just as much for that early competition. This round, you know, it ends up being more costly to put those weapons up than they'd want, so they come in with some weaknesses. A pistol on Avez, a Bucky as well in play. Still good opportunities to make use of those, especially in here towards Garage. I love the trap that's being set up, though. Benji's got one in the window to catch them as they push through, and that might not be seen. Oh.
It's going to be the ult taken out. That's 1, but not really too helpful. The trade's back from Woot, though. His run it back runs it back a little harder, as he will put this into an advantageous position for Team Heretics.
Spike planted.
As Marathon the flank, has a judge. That's why you're watching him use that classic. But even just locking them into position could be enough. Try and almost play with his opponents, and the stun is perfect. Leaves Levin alone to try and fight them all. And it is Woot to close things out with a triple. A solid start to the game for him individually. And I think with what we heard spoken about by Neil, Zenio, and Weber, that was the goal with this move. One of them is that, okay, we don't see it working with comeback. The other is Woot is now that primary duelist. You know when we almost won champs? It's that again.
Well, you can see it when they traded out running backs. He's able to use his to go that little bit deeper to take the fight towards Garage, and already his teammates are filling in the space that he's made.
Let's go! Good job!
With no risk, really. And Heretics also adapting well. Early A pressure was put out by KC with an immediate wrap back, and they end up playing the retake perfectly.
There.
It's also interesting. Benji actually dies swinging the other run it back. So they would rather sacrifice Benji than Woot's run it back.
Woot up, yeah.
Which feels mental, but well, I assume that he just maybe didn't realize that it was coming through. Early control. Just a walk up, in fact, coming out from Woot. That's full A main already taken. Garage being challenged for, trip broken.
Both trips gone.
Basically just trying to put doubt in the minds of opponents, and while Levin's just gone walkabout! Oh, and Koshmaris is a little bit lucky to be alive there, but he's even things up.
That's the benefit of the neon movement. So hard to hit. It buys him enough time to land the shot back in return. KC, eyes on the B side, but I mean, they're spreading a pretty wide net. You can still see some presence on C long, trying to spot out anybody. Grab a little bit of information, or more importantly, give information to Heretics, have them overreact, have them rotate C, have somebody move somewhere. But with 45 seconds, patience from the defense is about to be rewarded with a chance for Woot, and well, he's cashing those in every day of the week.
Yeah, could even heal himself up a little bit. Not going to be dealt with B site. Somewhat open, but the cross is being held. Rians is making sure that nobody can get to that backside, and actually quite lucky, his dart has just come back online. Could potentially try and reveal someone for a teammate, but just going to be patiently waiting for them to slowly be surrounded. That flank coming through, but the re-aggression on the other side has leveled things up. Koshmaris now down. And in fact, this is going further. Another for Aves, leaving the Turkish duo to try and turn this back. Not another one. Rians can't get anything, and it's left all onto Woot. At least started things off reasonably well, but they are not giving him anything. That contact sat on the other side. Dosia waiting, and the wraparound is perfect. A wonderful post-spawn from the KC players. And one that's quite dynamic as well. We spoke about Aves as a leader. I feel like he made all the calls in that moment.
Yeah, I think, again, starting out for Team Heretics, the patient display that they had set them up for success on this. The fact that Aves is able to thread the needle around, catching them completely off guard. It's a big problem for that defensive side. Woot's being able to bail them out of a bad situation. And I feel like in that round, we just got to see what happens when he isn't there. And it's not a good sign. Someone else has to step up to that plate. 3-1 start. Still a decent buy for Heretics in this round. And Boo's going walkabouts. He's sending it down. Oh, Koshmaris is so far behind him. The player's ready to burst out of Garage, yet to make a move, but that's gotten them into position. Oh, no. Having Boo where he is and then peeking out like that, losing a player, it forces Boo's hand. He wants to play aggressive, but they're waiting, and KC are being fed the opening advantages.
Yeah, Boo has no choice but to escape, and KC doing well to just soak up that pressure. It's patience that ends up working out for them.
I must wait a moment.
Also hitting one of the few players that actually had the 50 shields. So everybody else, bar Rians, who is only on a pistol, is now one shot to that sniper. And KC just taking things incredibly slow. And this is sort of what I've talked about. Like, they look good on this map as of recent. Playing versus mates, playing close versus Liquid. And well, Mitch, it's no surprise that Heretics in this moment decided we need to gamble. We need to take a risk. And that risk has taken them in the wrong direction.
30 seconds left.
And again, we talked about the solid retake they had 2 rounds ago that came off the back of Woot. Came off the back of a run it back. But it's just one away, but he's also out of the round. So for KC,
they're going for
it. Already feel good, but playing deep, counter flashing, the initial plan to break out.
paranoia.
Still with a
set up.
paranoia ready. Like, they haven't overreacted. They've played this one perfectly in terms of util. Heretics are still going.
Yeah, they found 2 quick kills. Somehow this became competitive, but not for long. The narrate of old shows up once again, and a 3K that completely shuts down that retake.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad start. They found an opening with a pistol on Boo as well, as Koshmaros just diving through, but jeez, that's ridiculous.
Nice! Let's go!
Just as it seems they're making a dent in that retake, even without Woot, sent right back to the drawing board. And that's exactly where... Well, even then, right, they had the right pieces in place with Boo making it down mid. They had a reaction ready if he took a fight. The Phoenix Flash going out of garage. And it all got thrown to the wind.
What do you think of a Neon Ares?
Honestly, it doesn't matter. The hero, the agent, I don't like the Ares. It's just an awful weapon. A truly awful weapon. But better weapon in the form of the Sheriff finds an opening. And Heretics, you talked about them getting punished in that defensive side aggression. Well, on the low buy, they've had a huge reward. Granted, they won't get the rifle due to where Aves died. It's a little too far back into enemy territory, but pick's a pick. Now they run in with the advantage and still with a run it back. You could start to think about using it in the right scenario.
The question is, did that apply to Woot or just everybody else? Because Woot has been good in most rounds so far, but it's been the rest of the team that's been a little bit more quiet. TP used, I like it. Investing an ult or 2 in this round, especially ones that are not too costly. Woot, though, under pressure. Support is coming in, though. That Neon Ares sits at the back of the site and even committing an ult in on the other side, but they wipe down 2 in quick succession. 11 low, but can, of course, get him back at least a little bit in that health department as they look to plant.
Outlaw available.
30
Benji coming in on the flank.
Spike planted.
Great counterplay, though. You saw the flash go through from Woot. Immediate response. They put in the Neon Stun, they put in the Fade ult, and well, that pink's almost taken Boo out of the round completely. Almost more importantly, got KC a little bit of a foothold.
But look at what
as Rienz is clearing it. Levin is wrapping around behind. He's seen him and takes him down with ease. Hold on, but now he's the last man standing. Put it back available, but he doesn't get to put it through.
This was such a peculiar one because I don't necessarily mind the re-aggression from KC. They had that deeper plant. They wanted to try and take some control, but it was just the moment where you go, okay, well now they'll shut out some of those kills. Now, like, I thought Boo was dead to rights.
Yeah,
somehow, look, 3 HP, and that just gave enough space. That's all they really needed was give the space to Benji, who came in on a flank, picked up a gun, and got 2 kills for it.
Picked up an outlaw of all weapons. Like, as long as somebody has tickled them up, the smallest amount of damage, and it's a one-shot kill. And hell, if they've got light shields, even better. So for him to find that timing, that space as well, and an easy double to close it, all criticism out the window. Heretics make it work with a low buy. Now it's about consistency. It's about putting those rounds up again and again, because the problems that were there haven't necessarily disappeared.
This is a very early ult. This is just bait. Yeah, they're just trying to force people in a rotation, but then they realized there's actually nobody on C. So I guess the bait has now become the actual push, a full post-plant guaranteed. But you understand it. You have that Hunter Sphere available. That's one freebie. And then you also have the potential for Woot to run in on that run it back as well. Benji ready for this push as they look to go in, but they line up for narrate. Again, on the attempted retake, it's an easy double. Dosia are also still waiting on the judge, but they are forced to go back the other way. This is a little risky. They need someone to defend the opponent, and they haven't managed to do it. From behind, they get slaughtered. And KC, well, you gave them a free sight, and they've taken a free round.
I'm pretty sure that when Koshmaros was rotating from B to C, he shot 2 random bullets through the wall that both connected onto Doja. He was so low. And then Narrate just bailed him out. Basically gets 4 kills, with one of them being the Phoenix, and then it's Doja to close him out as he's coming out of ult. That's going to be such a frustrating round for Heretics. They come in with money, a chance to reset their economy, get back into some greener pastures, and they invest the Hunter's Fury for an opening pick. And then they invest the run it back and lose almost immediately. A really costly round in so many different ways.
They had basically the perfect ultimates to retake that site. They set up for the retake on that site. They get an opener to retake on that site. and they lose convincingly.
I understand it. You've seen a raid in the window. He takes a double. He moves to side. He kills 2 more. Takes out the ult, right? So then you're not really worried about Doja at that point. You know Naraid's gone to site. You think they've left garage open, and you find out the hard way that they haven't. It's a hiccup, but a very, very costly one.
Yeah, looking like a further extension to the lead. This C site has honestly been pretty free so far.
Boo's
so no
trouble.
surprise, they're going again. Yep, Boo's gone. Benji at the back of the site, paranoia, seized. I assume there's going to be someone. Yep, they definitely know he's there. They have hit him with everything, but not actually dealt with it. And eventually, the weaker weaponry makes that quite easy. Rian still has a rifle, but you assume he's going to just save this?
He is stepping into the ring.
I guess he can buy next round, but he's going for the 1v4.
30 seconds left.
That's a nice shot. First one goes his way.
Second away from hitting the second.
He still has a drone, still has dart, still has shock darts as well. So he's got the utility for it, but I like this reposition again from KC. Their post plants so far have been stellar. Just basically going, all right, we're just not going to engage with Rian. So we're not going to give him an opportunity to pull off one of those classic clutches we've seen from him so many a time. In fact, there's even a rotation back around to Sugetsu, who's only on 6 HP, so a swing out from him, incredibly risky. But being the last man, the last point of call, that should work out. And in fact, looking for the nice shot from Rians, but yeah, it doesn't matter in the end. Sugetsu with a triple, a 6th on the board now for KC, and a half win already guaranteed. For a map that was normally very solid for Heretics, it is looking weak.
Yeah, especially, okay, this round's whatever, right? Coming into this, for KC, they have a huge advantage. The molly was really well placed to force Boo out of position. It is what it is. The fact that we've seen Heretics call a timeout, the fact that we've seen them get a Hail Mary low buy round, and then an opening pick in the next, and set up for the retake perfectly, no more hiccups, and then fall apart. That's a really worrying sign because they've tried everything to steady the ship, and yet we're still on some pretty shaky ground here. So oh my goodness. Well, I said they tried everything. The Odin I didn't expect on the Neon, and, well, there was no one there. Instead, they've walked into B, found an opening on Taboo, and then walked right back out, happy with their purchase.
They're going to go C again, aren't they? I can't blame them at this stage. It seems like every time they go there, they succeed.
I think Heretics have that read.
Yeah.
They rotate.
Well, you say that. They've rotated 2 people A and 2 people C, so I think they're just gambling.
They're actually, yeah. Play the extremities.
Swinging, they've just been domed by 11. He did have support, but he didn't need it. 0 damage taken, ult in the back pocket, and those 2 players on A, more specifically the Nodin, is going to be saved. Thoughts on the Nodin?
The Neon Odin, yeah.
Are you just taking the first 2 letters?
To be honest, I like the Odin on anyone. I think it's a solid gun to pick up. You think about the sliding accuracy that you have with Neon. You get up close, you rattle off a few shots. It could definitely make the difference. Would it be my preference?
What about mix?
No. Okay, no. Come on.
You said any agent?
On any usable agent.
Oh,
on any agent who provides value to the team playing them. Yeah, sure.
Last player standing.
Maybe not on the guy that can end with 60 assists because he healed the enemy team. That's someone with 61 assists in a game. You ever see that?
Well, here we go.
Impressive.
Anything extra? No. Levin is now on a tear as well, as if it wasn't bad enough for the side of Heretics. KC really starting to run away with this. And there's something I mentioned. I feel like they played this veto incredibly well. They knew where this would be going. I think they could have a decent idea of what their opponents would be running.
And you know, even the narrative, it wouldn't be like, oh, they're going to try on Haven. Let's see how they get on. It was like, nope, 1-0 down already.
Yeah.
There's no point even watching this map. And this is what it's devolved into now. You've had changes in roster with Mini Boo out. You've had, obviously, a swap in and out with Comeback and so on. But this is not the Heretics that we've come to know and love.
Joke's over.
KC, on the other hand, they've got to be feeling great.
Oh, yeah, no, they look fantastic. Everything working out for them. Levin has missed Boo at the back of the side, but he's almost got Benji instead. And he won't mind too. Are they doing the same again? No, they've got the post plant this time instead. A lot of damage done. The C's making things awkward, making sure that nobody can get on that defusal. I think that's the only way they could really win this. The weaponry, it's just not good for the side of Heretics. But, you know, the low weaponry did manage to make it work before. In fact, another one coming through. Could it be a second Thrifty that they've won? Wu has done well, and it's now left all on to Sugetsu, set up as a firing squad. He's got to try and deny, and no. Of course, this will be the one that Heretics win for the second time.
Obviously, this was all part of the timeout, all part of the plan.
You saw it coming. You predicted it.
Naturally, yes.
You're going to reveal. You're going to take out a tissue paper, and inside it will say they're going to win round 10 with pistols.
Check your underwear, Tom.
I'm not wearing any. How did you do that?
Oh goodness, that makes me laugh. It hurts, bro.
Easy.
Well, 7-3. Look, almost every round that Heretics are winning is sickening, to say the least. They're coming in with these low buys. Chaos is unfolding, and they're walking out with it. Casey played that post plant right as well. They bought so much time with the util. They burned down most of the smoke, so there was one left by the time we came to the last opportunity. But then there was only one player left to try to spam through it, and he had an outlaw. 7-3, not where I thought we'd be at this stage. It seemed certain that KC would find an 8th, and well, maybe they still will. I like this. Another push down C long. They haven't done it too often. I think it's only the second time.
Because normally KC goes C.
Actually, last time, yeah. And last time it was playing with pistols.
Yeah, with the sheriff.
They went for the rundown. So on a full buy, KC not really expecting this, at least for now. Oh, he saw the lag of someone, but I don't know if he noticed.
Yeah,
easy for us with X-ray.
From the shadows, but it hasn't pulled a full rotation. This is a very peculiar round at this point with how deep they are still on C, just waiting by the trip. Now they go pushing, and Benji, he just couldn't connect, and he's been wrecked. They had the right idea, but it didn't even matter too much. Rians is desperately trying to save them here. Boo, well, he's gone down as well. Kushmaras, the new man on the block, left in a 1v4. He's going to try and bait them. I thought for a second they're going to reposition completely, but no, just claiming heaven control. This is
Spike planted.
maybe an unexpected position. Although they do take a little bit of damage on the other side. And yeah, he's not going to expect the rate to be there. 8-3. It's not got any better. I still don't actually know if they've won a buy round yet. And can I just have one more thing that probably upset the Heretics fans at home?
Sure.
So the last time they played this map was versus Na'Vi, which they won. Comeback got 29 kills and 12 deaths.
How many kills he got this time, Tom?
Less.
NA. That data is not accessible at this point.
But he was their best player and on the Neon as well. And it's like, I don't want to harp on Koshmaras. I just think that...
Cage trigger.
I know there was a rash move based on everything that has been said, but they don't look better. That's all I'll say. Even giving, I think they just hit him with the Hunter's Fury there, and I think that might have been the only person they hit, so.
Solid. Ult pop, disadvantage gained. Exactly what you want. Now to the backside, where Benji is being pressured. Woot steps in to try to help out, but there's no targets. He can't see anyone, and when he does finally make contact, it's Abez straight into his dome. Nice shots back, though. And hot hands from Levin, even claiming a kill, and for Heretics, damage done, sure, but they can't follow up on anything. A 9-3 scoreline at the half, and to be honest, the rounds that Heretics found, they were kind of lucky to get.
Yeah, no, this has been utter madness. KC on their opponent's map choice dominating. We'll see if Heretics have got anything left in the tank after the break. Moments they fell apart, so I do think that
Phoenix is 19-2.
I'm guessing that's non-mirror.
Yeah, I'd hope it's non-mirror. It's going to be 20-3 soon. That'll mess it up a little bit. It's right here we got the Phoenix v Phoenix. See whose hands are hotter. KC, my goodness, they are playing an aggressive game. 4 players already pushed up, taking that control over A main. The flash out's going to be dangerous. Luckily, they've already fallen back. Heretics just about missed the brute force that was coming their way, but Benji, he hasn't got a get-out-of-jail-free card. He's got to fight, and he's at least doing well to start. Where did he come from?
Spike planted.
Dosia, he's used to being able to teleport, but it felt like he did it on the Neon for a moment. Still, though, a post-plant 4v4. The attack side was always the one that many will fear most. So we'll see if KC can get that little bit of a boost, and the aggressive fighting not working out initially, but they do still have Woot with the flash. A second one ready to go, but Sugetsu seemingly full blinded, manages to land the shot. A second, and now it comes down to one, but the leader of Boo will hold the line and give them a lifeline at that.
Oh, big play from the IGL. I mean, this round really has a lot of weight to it. When you finish a half 9-3 and you lose the pistol, it already starts to feel like time to go on to the next map. It just pops up on his screen.
Sugetsu, I guess he wasn't full blind. It must have faded by the, or just didn't quite catch him enough, because it seemed like he could see perfectly by the time they came around the corner.
Good shit. Let's go.
Good stuff indeed.
Yeah, good sugar honey iced tea.
Now for Heretics, as I said, very, very valuable round to win. This, you know, even more important, but it should be much easier. The weapons are solid in their camp. You've got obviously the Guardian and the Marshal for taking those ranged fights. And when it comes to KC, the fear is, you know, these are the rounds that Heretics made work. They at least got a lot of damage out of it. But with Heretics buy-up, you would have to do a lot of damage for them to feel it in the next. That's a great start. Okay.
Yeah, I'd say it's a very good start. He has headshotted 2 players and killed one of them.
The rotates are in.
Yeah.
This is dangerous.
I'm out of here.
Sugetsu's definitely on one today. There were many players that we could highlight coming out of the break. Obviously, Phoenix is man running it down. He was sort of lurking around the map. It's ended up 15-7. They've had to give the sniper over to Riens. Boo with the Spectre, so it's onto the double duelist to kind of do everything here. Stun a little bit too deep, almost used as some sort of fireball, and it's not worked out. And if anything, well, at this point, Woot needs to stop killing people. He's already got his ult, so, you know, let someone else. There, good job. He did the headshot there.
He did, yeah. The rate's also been looking pretty good. But I mean, I feel like the whole roster of KC, they've been shining pretty bright in that first half. It's why they've got that lead. And sure, this one amounts to potential.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say wasted potential. There's potential that wasn't met in the end, but that was the expected result. Well, here, that's a very upset face for what was, you know, still a mid-round. This is the important one. Rifles up.
Yeah, I think as well. You drop one more, a gun disappears instead. It's 3 rifles, Spectre, Marshal. The flash over the top. Okay, I thought for a second he got the kill, but it was actually Levin. They know where he is, trapped in the corner, flash still available, has support, but doesn't manage to win the fight. Woot's done well. An early opener, and with the potential to reclaim some of those weapons, and a big gap on the other side of the map.
That gap's about to be exploited. I mean, once they break the trip, Sugetsu's gonna know, but there's 2 players that have to cross back. I don't think he was spotted by that camera either. He had the pixel angle, but had to be worried about a walkout on mid as well. Nothing comes of it. As the trip is broken, the play is apparent. C site to be taken. And KC moving as a death ball. This could be dangerous again. If Heretics go for deeper control, they'll walk right into the numbers. They had no idea what they were stepping into.
That's such a good adaptation from KC. They didn't have anything to get them back in other than a singular Prowler, and now Boo is all that remains. A wonderful adaptation in the mid-round from KC for a round that looked like it was slipping away. And from the potential of Heretics winning a bonus, they now have to come back with the buy themselves.
Very nice stuff. In terms of what they get out of there with, though. A few of these early fights for Woot in particular, that's gotten him to run it back. And for the first full buy coming in from Team Heretics to have that run it back to really pave the way, especially in a man like Woot who's been getting so much value from it. We've seen players throw themselves in a grenade just so he can keep on going. Even though his ult's about to reset and he'll get his health back. Oh, it's a deep play right away, and my goodness, Kosh Maris has done the damage. Yeah, and you still have a run it back. This should be their round.
We have seen that before, though. Them get an opener, have a run it back, and still lose the round. So I'm not counting any chickens just yet, but just look at the rotations. Again, from KC, you understand it. You've got all of your credits invested into this round.
Joke's over.
If you lose it here, saving might be the best idea. Although a quick wraparound could actually cause issues. I am looking, however, at Boo. And I think Boo has been checking this over time.
Well, he's been set in the spot the entire round. So he would be very unlucky if he takes his eye off this the second they go marching through. And they're about to break the trip, put the paranoia through. He knows now where the forces are coming from, and he can slip right into that space as Rian lands one from behind, Koshmaras from the side, and the final dagger. Well, I was going to say will be placed into KC's back from window, but Aves makes it away from that battle. Not unscathed, but still breathing at least. And it looks like they're going to give him the weapon. So he carries forward one weapon, but Heretics find their way to 6. And I do think that the attack side is a great place for them to try and recover on what was an awful first half, now that they get to dictate the pace. Because a lot of it did feel like KC came swinging out of those barriers and Heretics were not ready to take one to the jaw. Whereas this time, they get to strike first.
It was almost a retake simulator, but then their opponents were also just playing very aggressive retakes. So it's like, okay, guys, I'm set on my paranoia. I'm dead. Okay, you set the, oh, you're dead. We've used to run it back. There's now a guy sat behind you with a judge for when you come back. It's like, it wasn't normal retakes.
A lot of this stuff from Casey as well was like Doja holding his stun, Levin holding his flashes for when those retakes came through, and they would just cancel your util. Nightfall would go through. Like, there was a constant refight for that space, so you couldn't actually get your retake started. And I know, like, we'll probably hear it on the desk. Hypox's a big fan of that. This sort of a breakdown. But this was, it was a really, really nice early play in those retakes to deny. And now you don't have the chance to do that in the defense as much.
So you didn't like the Naries.
No.
What about the Fairies?
What? I'm not,
the
what?
Fade Aries.
Oh, for God's sake. I think it just, I honestly, I don't think you need to ask me this anymore. It's a pretty standard across the board opinion. The Aries sucks.
Well, the next person to bite is still getting it. Aves, though, he's done well. There comes the Aries from above. You couldn't have done that with any other gun.
It's a reveal, mate. You did that with a classic.
No, I don't think you could. 2 versus 5. This was a round that should have been a done deal, and now all of that weaponry has been picked up. The rotation has been spotted. Dosia is hightailing it to the other side of the map, and even getting in a post plant here might be difficult. This is looking like everything could come crashing down, and if it wasn't bad enough, also being revealed. So even planting is going to take an extra moment for Rians and Benji. This clutch could be the difference between the map slipping away, but with a run it back already clearing, Aves patiently waiting, and the only kill that they've got is on a player that comes right back to life. There is no hope for the side of Heretics, and what was an opportunity for them to win a round, well, it falls at the hands of the Aries.
I'm not sure that's true, Tom. I think Aves' positioning with not the Aries was far more important. Classic kill as well.
Look at that, look at the
free
transfer.
weapon that carries the same value in this round, so let that tell you whatever it needs to.
I thought the round ended.
You thought the round ended? Okay, that's confusing, because I was going to say really nice play to spam the wall so his teammate could come and get him distracted, but he thought the round was over. I don't know how that happens, but all right, good. It looks like we might be getting a timeout, and indeed we are, this time from KC at
11-6 up. It looked for a brief moment, quick and brief one, that maybe there was a chance.
About 5 people get that, and they're all crazy. It's a lot more than 5. It's the most viewed clip of the entire event. Anyways, 11-6, yeah. Carry on.
This really does feel like do or die. The thing is that the pause timing actually is wonderful for Heretics, giving the coaching staff an opportunity. They come in with almost a 4-bite, Koshmaras, overdrive in hand and a Bucky. A very aggressive stance from the defense. Dosia just waiting for contact. The second that contact comes through, and that contact is coming any moment, the flash could be perfect. There's the moment to strike. Flash through, paranoia as well. But even still, it's only the 1-for-1 trade. But there comes the Bucky to actually save the day, looking for a little bit more. Aves now stuck in the mud. Sugetsu tries to help him out, but the trade's coming back thick and fast. And it's left all onto Narrate. He's had many a moment so far, and his timing is looking excellent. he's going to hear the steps as they run towards the A site. The timing not quite there for him to get directly behind just until this moment. And there's the freebie on the first, but Boo does at least manage to turn. He can now take that spike away back into the 1 versus 1, but already revealed. And now trying to just get that plant through at the back of the site, will be hit by the Prowler. The problem, though, is there isn't any opportunity to immediately act. It's a good thing there wasn't, because he TP'd straight into a wall.
Right? Okay. I was going to say he's stolen the info away, right? He's made him think that he's on short, but now the ult goes through, doesn't catch him either. Boo played this perfectly by giving up that space, but it's going to be obvious, certainly with that Prowler. The problem is, it'll be obvious he went towards spawn, but you don't know if he's up in heaven. And if the Prowler went towards spawn, sure, you get that information. Okay, he's at least got the C's up. Only needs to worry about spawn for now. Watching the right angle, but Boo is so patient. But Narrate with a wall bang, that might have been running as well.
He's got plenty of time. He's got plenty of time. It's not even particularly close. A Red Bull clutch that ends with Narrate just being super, super patient. Like, I thought the Boo had him on the other side just by waiting as long as he did. Like, he could have even wrapped back around. And the way this round started, I was thinking, okay, they've got it in the bag. But Narrate's quick thinking to get in on that flank. And then, yeah, just the final bullet through the wall.
No, that was so nice, man. And I think for Narrate as well, you can see he uses all his utility to clear these spaces. It's unfortunate for him that he doesn't find where Boo is, but makes the best of a bad situation. The C's up top buys him enough time, but honestly, I thought he'd go back to looking at heaven. He'd be like, oh, the C's is gone, he's gonna come.
Already an attempt at a fast-paced take, but it seems like it's failed miserably. They needed at least something here. The trade's back and forth, at least giving Koshmaras a chance, but it is a shutdown. 13-6, KC came in to the map of Haven as what seemed to be maybe an underdog, because it was pick dogged, if I'm being honest. They got destroyed.
Yes, they did.
Thoughts?
It wasn't pretty. I mean, again, expectations-wise coming into this, I was thinking, let's see some more positives from KC, maybe toying with Dosia, exploring some of this versatility. We're going to see it again here on Lotus for sure, but concerning to see a 13-6 here in map 1.
Yeah, we're getting a brawl off rip. Koshmaras to get to immediate trade, an attempt to fight fire with a double dive straight in on towards this A side, but Dosia's come out on top. The trade back from Boo, still getting that little bit more aggressive, and a somewhat trapped Dosia, but it seems like he'll be able to fall back, and maybe they can play with the rotates a bit.
Actually, an ability to freeze here will force Heretics to be the one to make a decision. Quick pivot, potentially into B, but Heretics going to be ahead of this, Tom.
Yeah, they're spot on. They're right in position, ready and waiting to just shut them down. Only Sugetsu left. He does have a freebie on the other side of the map, a chance to plant, but an awful lot still to do here.
Damage done to Wu and Benji. Down at 40 and 47 respectively. Boo still very healthy, but can just play the trades on the way back in, barring any heroics here from Sugetsu.
It was insane in the first map. It would be incredible for him to do something like this again. They're already past his utility, and not this time. It will be a pistol round going the way of Heretics, and Mike, I'll be honest, it feels like a much-needed one.
Yeah, definitely. A chance early on here in Lotus to reset, maybe regain a bit of that mental, because they've got to be rattled. They have to be. Again, talking about Haven in general for Heretics, but against KC, in terms of the expectations, in terms of the performance we've seen, you'd hate to see that map 1 be the thing to unravel.
We're going to just ignore that, right?
Using the word unravel, I mean, we can't. It's on screen.
We can. We definitely can.
We are both bald, yes.
We are both bald.
Yeah. The hard-hitting side, you prepped this, right? This is,
yeah.
You built this in the story, mate.
I think I've been bald a little bit longer than
you. A little bit longer, yeah.
It's been over 10 years. Nightmares happen. Enjoy it while you're young. That's all I'll say. Enjoy it while you're young. Because you never know.
Laugh.
It'll get you eventually. But no, I completely agree. I think this has been a nightmare start for Heretics. A game that we've set up as a must-win. One that should be competitive. Maybe not this round, though, which is starting to get a little bit dangerous, but Koshmaras coming in from behind. And something I kind of wanted to ask you about this is, obviously, the comeback change happened because of things behind the scenes.
Yeah,
but when you put sort of all of it, it's like, okay, he didn't agree with us, we had to change this, comms are bad. You bring someone else in, it kind of needs to be better.
It does, yeah. It's again, even just saying, oh, big shoes to fill in terms of what we expected from comeback. Also to fix some of the other issues that we've seen from Heretics, that's the taller order for me, right? If things don't fall into play and you talk about a player not aligning with the overall direction and comms being an issue, then there's a lot of other things that Koshmaris needs to be absolutely flawed. Again, the pressure unfortunately falls on him.
Yes, it's crazy.
It's a reflection of the team as a whole, but for him, it is a lot of pressure.
Oh, the double dive has already granted the space at Vice. It can delay, but when you have the ability to get past the wall and dive over, it can be troublesome. A quick take back, though, has definitely made things more interesting. Benji's just been wrecked through the wall, and Sugachi, as he swings, he wanted to try and take that fight. Leaving two in the backline, of course, the weaponry they have. They can opt to risk it. That wasn't a risk, that was...
Did the TP get blocked out of the corner?
Yeah, well, it turns out if there's someone in the corner, you can't teleport into the corner.
Yeah. It's funny how that works, but KC on the board here in map 2. Again, a fairly confident pivot early on here based on the information. That aggression outside A. KC able to stick the landing.
No escape.
Right, finding a beautiful kill onto Benji here.
Last week, he got knifed in the back by his brother. He brings in
planted.
another Lithuanian and he gets killed by being blocked in a corner.
There's a theme here.
He needs to find a friend. That's what it is. Boo needs to find...
Of another nationality, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. We'll have to wait and see. Early doors, though. KC back on the board. But we do have a buy right back in.
Here initially, Heretics looked as if they were going to go forwards, but is KC here poised to maybe capitalize off this paranoia? Unorthodox timing from them. Maybe had a sound cue they were waiting on. Yeah, no harm, no foul initially. But Boo potentially got... Albus continues to go forwards!
He's managed to get two and drop the spike, smoke in hand, but nobody going to be able to capitalize. And now his teammates look to swing into action. It's all Boo, though, with a little help from Rians. And I'll be honest, I thought the timing would be him dead, not him getting
definitely,
three.
Yeah, a little help from the gods on top of that. Alves continuing to progress in here. Again, maybe just not a good understanding of the timing of this door, but it's his second swing back in. Hugged the wall. Levin, unfortunately, beheaded in the same scenario. But beautiful pounce here from Heretics after initially rotating away from this.
The key for Boo is no one come near me. I will play on my own at this point.
If nobody else interacts with me, I'll be fine.
I think that's Mitch in ranked.
We're going to use this just to play Mitch now. Yeah. That's why you've got me here.
Maybe halfway through. We'll see how the Heretics do.
Casey this time though, heading towards Benji. Sugetsu will rip the ult. They're not going to get a massive amount of value off that. Benji does have a short, you can see it posted there.
Oh, they're quick on this as well, because Mara's looking to try and save his teammate and comes out with two for it. Up above, Woot's still sitting, and now Sugetsu left alone. This is looking like a much better face from Heretics already in this map.
Yeah, KC feeding into the blender in a couple of these rounds. Heretics looking fairly flawless in terms of this, greeting this aggression at least. Will be an early timeout called here for KC. Probably to consider the approach if the MO being to play very aggressively around Levin and Dosia. Not necessarily landing just yet. A few of these engagements probably a bit of a coin toss, but Heretics already demonstrating the ability to reset after that map one. Synonymous with each other.
That's not what the K stands for.
No, it's
My spelling's been really good.
Yeah. Consistency core. No, I don't think so. Chance here, obviously a little bit of investment. Sugetsu Ava's going to throw a rifle in here, but Sheriff's in a bucky elsewhere. Dosia going to try and make use of that. Again, at least we'll get a hint that Benji's positioned over towards A. And Sugetsu to try and capitalize, but Prowler's going to prevent any progress for him.
Clearly expecting someone close to the door instead.
Good seize, nade, man.
Util thrown in, but it's only going to be the one. Woot tag low as well. It's getting dangerous, but Rian's the safe pair of hands. Sugetsu from the back can only get one, and this leaves it all on to narrate. There was danger, but Heretics dealt with it.
Sugetsu just probably deterred enough, not able to backstab that effectively from main. Again, a beautiful catch on the C's. Well, maybe would have got a little more damage there, but maybe the paint shell just going a little too deep.
I mean, that could have away from like 3 or 4.
Yeah, it could have farmed if it was a little closer. Again, beautiful crunch from Heretics. They looked really well drilled in a couple of these rounds now where they're, again, remaining pretty active across the map in terms of rotations, but absolutely nailing these engagements.
Find you.
Early battle once again. They seem to have switched back-to-back rounds of having this setup for Benji, and the spot not there, but the sound, I think, was heard. Woot maybe looking to go back for just a little bit more paranoia. Sent through, but it's a bait again. Him and Rien's playing off of each other. Narrate, though, quick enough to make sure that doesn't get out of control.
Yeah, Levin removed early on in this round. Struggling to get on the board here, sitting at 1 and 7. On the other side here, KC will have an open A side to play into. Curious if Heretics make further progress here to probably get a good read on the situation.
Yeah, Benji's just playing off the wall.
Probably conscious here. They're so early on this flank, Tom. Again, now actually slipping in towards B. No catch on the Nightfall. And the Race going to be the one now to potentially backstab.
Well, if he's looking the right way, they might completely miss the timing. They know the spike has gone down, and they're only just running back Sugetsu with quick enough reactions. But Woot's just going to wait patiently. Maybe put doubt into the minds of the opponent that anybody's still there. The problem is Benji's gone down as he was just waiting for Woot to make his move. The chance of victory seeming down to a mistake of KC. I don't see any other. Okay, there's one, but is he going to expect two more to be in the same corner? No, he doesn't. And Boo is left into a clutch versus 3. And one of those 3 is still wrapping around from their own spawn. Even escaping is going to be difficult. And he's, yeah, there's no way out of that one.
No, unfortunately not. KC will tie this up for a second round. Beautiful reposition, or audible called. Noriati backfilling that space behind his ultimate. Again, curious decision to make, and it's actually only really the aggression or the proactivity on the side of Heretics that kind of leaves the back door open. Well, the situation I've just credited them previously in terms of the audibles here. Definitely wanted to try and get ahead of KC. I think actually if KC end up hitting the A side, they're going to be in a really awkward position. Again, as you noted, with the util still being in play for Benji, plenty of opportunities for them to probably squash that.
They're just looking for flanks. Have it straight in. They've got the B site under their control, or at least somewhat. They've had to dive over the top of the wall, which this time was in place on the B site. Levin waiting as they attempt to push through. Benji's timing here could be everything. He's left his util on the other side of the map, has heard the full rotation in towards C, but is able to hold on to that spawn spot, because that was the worry last round. They got caught rotating.
There.
Dosia is still curious to maybe catch a player in transition towards site here. Does get contact on the first here. Koshmouse actually removes Levin behind him.
Managing to fall back, Nightfall of their own. Leaving players low, leaving them deaf. And the spam from Koshmaras is perfect. Leaves 3 at the back of the site. Not the best plant spot to try and hold for this one. It won't matter. Riens is just tearing them a new one. And Benji is there to close. That looked fairly easy.
Yeah, this pace from Heretics looking really comfortable in a lot of these situations now.
Clean comps.
Yeah, I mean, probably a factor to consider in that situation. But I mean, I'm a little surprised by that being the aspect that Heretics are excelling here in this second map. Like I said, it would have been key for me for them to not approach this kind of, I guess, limp-wristed and a little complacent, especially considering a 13-6 map 1.
Let's go!
Certainly not allowing KC to carry that momentum across. A little muted there for Benji, actually.
Yeah, maybe he's losing his voice.
Get him on the desk.
The operator for Koshmaras. Been very good so far. Spoke about that constant comparison to comeback. Big shoes to fill, but so far so good. The dive over the top, space being taken, but Benji is more than happy to just fall back into his utility.
Again, Heretics were in position to capitalize elsewhere. A little tighter in terms of the defense here. The spam landing, Levin will fall behind that smoke. Great catch from Benji.
Well, I guess when you pop the thorns, there's not really anywhere for them to go. Are you going to run through and just take all the damage? Nope. You either stand in that gap or you step backwards, and he wasn't stepping backwards. Operator, a bit of a surprise factor for Dosia. It's not been brought into play just yet, and with
Gun here.
some of the weaker weaponry already dropping, and Boo...
He doesn't get checked. There's no way. Oh, whoa.
He goes before they can even check. He's looking to fight, has been all the way through the map so far. The wall's still holding on to B control, no sneaky spots, although Koshmara steps back. He is dead. Or he's not. No, he's fine.
Dead.
Never mind.
Nah, he's all right. Of course he is.
30 seconds left.
Don't shorty him. Oh, okay, he didn't.
Still time to maybe find a recovery here, but they're going to need another kill or two.
Player standing.
Yeah, not going to happen. Benji will find his third. Their 8 will fall. Number 7 on the board for Heretics. Unfortunately here, I mean, between Dosia and Levin, really struggling.
Oh, it
Just catches him as well underneath that smoke. Yeah, I mean, Levin 1 and 9, Dosia 1 and 7, certainly not finding similar comfort to what we saw on Haven.
I feel like there's a lot of players right now that are struggling with Waylay. Like, you don't have that sort of in and out stun. It's more just, okay, we want to take space on an execute. But if you don't have the follow-up, especially, maybe they expected it still to be a harbor and not coming into the Vice, but you're getting isolated every time, and if you're not getting isolated, you're facing off against a very aggressive stance from Heretics.
Yeah, pop the ult here for... okay,
Spike down,
well,
C.
Heretics just go forwards. Jens and Koshmaras both finding kills here. Response from Levin. 2 sheriffs and a rifle now to try and recover this.
It's insanely aggro for an eco.
Yeah.
He just managed to just give Levin a rifle, which it gives them more of a chance than I feel like they had in the 5v5, but then there is a firing squad on the other side of this smoke, just ready and waiting to just blitz them as they try and walk in.
Spike down, C.
Left on to narrate, and even his sneaky position behind the mound is going to be found.
I'm not sure there's really much you can do here. The damage doesn't matter all that much either. Again, now Heretics looking to reset, force his hand. We get an upgrade here. Doesn't actually retrieve the spike though, so maybe a bit of a red herring for Heretics. Again, 30 seconds left on the clock. I don't think there's much chance, unless Heretics really give away a couple of kills here.
I guess he's just watching the flank, but also ready to put Paranoia through if they need it. But if he was to just walk around the corner here, he's just looking for that pixel angle. There is a part of me that wants him to get shot in the face for doing this. But yeah, because, you know, like
10 seconds left.
If Narrate did peek that angle, you kind of deserve it. Oh, he's got an op as well, so he actually had no hope of getting the gun back out.
Yes. Absolutely none. But an 8-2 scoreline here, Tom. KC unable to get off the starting blocks, really. And curious to know what the, I guess, the initial adjustment here in terms of prep for KC, this being obviously their pick. From that first timeout, what the discussion would have been, and really what's tangible in terms of what they switch up, because, I mean, Heretics are looking great, even previously in that round, the respect shown, but they're looking to put bodies behind this contact and wait for that second wave. And like I said, they've been winning out those engagements really comfortably.
We got the node in again. Just okay, there you go. I guess that's the reward for the Neon Odin. Paris is just, you have this sit down, you have a pause, you have a moment to chat, and then you get wrecked within 3 seconds of the round. He has a teammate waiting, but okay, the trade's back from Dosia. He finally springs to life. A missed shot from Wu, a chance to maybe take the round into his own hands. But Wu,
he still gets him. It's going to trade out though.
One enemy
guns
remaining.
taken away, but not quick enough.
Spike down A.
And actually, Benji's going to avoid it. Levin is on 13 health. He'd need to double his kills to win this clutch, and I can't say I'm much of a believer.
No. I mean, this would be his 3rd and 4th kill to close this out.
Yeah.
In round 11. And Boo, unfortunately, slips into tree.
Wait, round what? 11?
Round 11.
11?
Okay, now I'm with you. You're on board now, right?
I'm seeing it. 11-11. That's the, you know, make a wish. I said that to Mitch last week, and he didn't understand, but...
That doesn't surprise me at all.
30 seconds
Well,
left.
time left to play with here, but again, he's desperate to try and find a kill. Ahead of being forced to plant here, reveal his position. That's about the worst possible
Don't.
location you can go for.
He cleared everything
Yeah,
except
tree. Very commanding lead here for Heretics. And again, even just talking back to what's discussed in his first time out, cool, Koshmaras is finding 2 freebies before you've even got away from the barrier. I mean, Doshi has to take matters into his own hand for sure. Finds 3, by the way. It's only the showstopper to put him down. But at that point, it's like the recovery isn't exactly feasible for them.
9-2. After the last map, I had, I'll be honest, 0 expectations for what Heretics could do here. While the dive in is just instant death. They have used a Nightfall on the other side, but, well, taking away the sound, I don't think it will matter because they're just running them down. This is looking like a game of deathmatch for Heretics. They're running in as a squad and just wiping them out. 10-2.
Insane from Koshmaras, certainly hitting the ground, running here in this follow-up series in this first half. I mean, KC just, yeah, left trailing here, Tom. We have to see how the second half goes right after this break.
Face your fear! Too slow.
One enemy remaining.
9! Let's go!
Like, as said at the beginning of the cast, 45% of his games are on Neon. Like, this guy loves playing Neon, and they were putting Woot on it last week. It didn't make any sense. They moved him off Chamber. Look, he's unreal. It's like, give the guy his comfort, especially while he's new. I know that Na'Vi did that, and it didn't really work, but here we go. Immediate contact, and already looking like maybe more of the same. Dosia, though, has done well. There's a lot of assists on those kills, but Woot's still the one finding them. The Ray needs something, but again, Woot with the trade. He's 14-4. And well, I think it was Sugetsu in a 1v3 in the last pistol. He's got one less to find this time.
There's still a little bit of chip damage done, but not much really, actually, considering the upgrade for Sugetsu now. Does certainly have a chance. Getting a little separated. Issue being Woot's got a paint shell. Has to find this one cleanly. He's tagged up, I mean, even here with Woot actually rejoining forces. Both of them slipping away, forcing Sugetsu to really work for this.
They shoot the flash, and they're just lined up. No way of him getting out of that. Also, just the weaponry that they had as well. A frenzy up close with a sheriff at the back. If he got both of those, they would have had to win incredibly hard.
Definitely is, but Heretics, again, another round where they're looking very comfortable in terms of brawling out here versus KC. 11 on the board. This one might be a very quick affair. I think you said that to me before we started the cast here, but I didn't think it was this way around. Yeah.
I would have really had to rub the crystal ball to have thought of this happening, but maybe there's a Heretics Ultra out there who still believe. 11-2. B site under pressure. It is an investment for KC, and you can understand why. They don't fancy trying to win 10 rounds in a row with a purchase. They're going to try and do slightly less. And for Woot, well, this has been a pretty good day at the office so far. Leaving just 2 standing, and well, Narrate will get his. Sugetsu, he's left with 4 now. It's got worse.
Yeah, it's got worse. It's just starting to compound for Sugetsu. Again, in this situation, might get a chance on Taboo, but again, it's only really damage. Koshmaras will present the second hurdle here, but I think Sugetsu reading the situation. He needs one of these clean and just not going to be given it, Tom.
Yeah, this is more of a long jump off hurdles. Like, he has to try and get over all of them at the same time. I don't think there's any way out of this one, and he almost needs to just die, like just go down. Instead, he's going to give another orb over to Woot, who's now one-off showstopper.
Yep.
That was the worst person to die to, but at 12-2, I don't think he's caring about the micro of what ultimate he's getting.
No, I don't think so either. Heretics looking to wrap this one up fairly quickly. Conversion on round 2 here and looking fairly comfortable in terms of this bonus potential. I mean, look at the old progress across the side of Heretics. I mean, if they get this showstopper, it really could define this round. Obviously, the purchase here going to be shaky. You take into account the second round buy from KC. postured up here, though.
This is
Risky,
a
but
full
whoa.
brawl. It's a shotgun battle in towards the B site, and Koshmaris is the one coming out on top. Aves hoping for something with the spam, but the rest of the players haven't actually gone in. Koshmaris is just walking round the back towards C site. Aves is still trying to deal with the players that he thinks have gone B, but his two teammates are on B. And he still hasn't figured it out. He hasn't figured out that Koshmaris went behind him. A guy that had big shoes to fill, 20-9.
I think they fit, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He's here on Lotus, absolutely taking control.
No.
Right, spammed off that first angle here. Sugetsu as well catches a ton of damage.
What? I don't think Rians has taken a point of damage from these fights. He's still on 150. Koshmaris, he's looking to try and get the ace, but the judge from that range is never going to do it. It's a 4K, and yeah, at least the Sheriff plays music. It's another 1v4, by the way.
Even in a 13-9 result versus Gentlemates, KC still didn't look promising enough here to come off that map too and blow me away here in Fracture, to be honest.
The irony was in that series, the best player was a mini breach, which are two words that normally don't go very well together.
No. I think in terms of comms here for Heretics, it's fairly vanilla in terms of probably the new direction we're going to see. It's Koshmaris and Woot taking the helm. KC able to get past this trip though, get themselves into a 5v5 post. Not for long.
Yeah, it didn't last long at all. Boo managed to sneak up on them. Woot's also got a lot of ground. I feel like Sugetsu's going to try and get in there a little bit quicker, but he's been shut down. Levin trying to fight back, and he's all that remains. Another pistol under the belts of Team Heretics, and they were so fast to get back in on that.
I think just catching KC off guard. Maybe anticipating another 5 to 10 seconds in terms of a regroup, but again, to slip this smoke and catch KC before they can pivot into comfortable positions. Even still, what? Two players held outside main.
One enemy remaining.
And a bit of an awkward exchange initially for KC, and Heretics able to follow through. Find this pistol comfortably. And rifles, well, re-entered me, so he swapped out now. And again, a judge for Koshmaris, and just a pistol here for Boo. Only investment on the other side being Narrate and Sugetsu with an upgraded pistol. I mean, this is one thing as well. KC really struggled in terms of getting control, Arcade, and really capitalizing, converting that into a comfortable position on site. There's certainly something I've got my eye on in terms of this attacking half for KC.
Well, yeah, I think my worry is like you go back to the last map where they had a Waylay and a Neon, and they really struggled to get in anywhere. Like they were just getting destroyed. Now they've got a singular duelist. They're going to need to have some very, very good setup for Levin, because I don't, well, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, I don't think his Waylay has exactly blown me away.
It blew Mitch away.
True. I preferred his Phoenix.
Okay.
just a bit. If we're going from map 1 to map 2.
They've certainly got a lot of work to do. And I don't think KC really going to find much to do in this situation, but Arbes does find Rians here. Koshmaris, though, to remove any developing threat from that.
That's a spike.
Yeah, and just two left to find now, Levin and Dosia.
30 seconds left.
A little bit of a wider jiggle peek than I think he would have liked. Spike has been retrieved and won't be retrieved for long. A 180 judge shot is something we're seeing all the more often. Only a single player down for Heretics, and a good start to this third map.
Koshmaris just looking so comfortable now. They're probably riding that high from map 2. And again, probably a real bright force in terms of the mental for Heritage. It's not as if you ever really see them particularly disheveled on stage, but certainly got to feel good to come off in terms of the start here to stage 1, have a 13-2 and be on the brink of closing out a must-win series for them.
It does feel funny, though, that it almost looks like Wu got to be primary duelist for a week. Because I would say Neon is more primary right now than, than Raze.
Hang on. Sugetz is going to think he's got space here behind his Prowler. And he's wrong. Shut down again here, the judge. Paying dividends for Koshmaras.
And they don't have one half of the map now. Decent work from Levin. He'll be able to get in and get out, but it's whether or not they actually want to pressure off the back of this, and they're being surrounded. 2 players already pushing into the spawn for the defensive side. Wu has a rifle, in fact. So does Benji. This is a firing squad as they look to walk back in, but Avaz has done fantastically well. Taking 2 back. Even still, though, the defensive rotate is much quicker.
Yeah, I was going to say, they've actually not got ahead of Rienz. KC's still expecting somebody here. This angle's really going to suit Rienz. Catches both headshots here with the Bulldog. Going to force the hand of Dosia.
Need that back.
He's going to try and be sneaky.
Yeah, he has been clutched before.
They're watching. Waiting for him to try and make that move. Both players just sat on the angle. The swing's not back because Maris, though, is just almost baiting, and it's perfect for the setup onto Rienz. A bonus round victory. And Heretics are, it's looking more like map 2 than map 1.
Big conversion to find here. Rub salt in the wound. KC trying to recover from Lotus. Heretics will have themselves in a beautiful position.
Nice, Enes! Let's go!
And for this follow-up round as well, you look at the ult progress for Rienz and Boot. He's online very, very early.
I've just seen God himself.
Yeah.
He doesn't look very happy.
Doesn't, no. The wrath. Imminent wrath.
Context worth giving once again that for one of these teams, 0-3 and not mathematically out, but it's not looking good.
As good as a death sentence, effectively.
It's not getting any better.
No, Rienz another double headshot. Let's find the openers here. Levin and Arvez removed from round 4. And now actually ultimate in hand for Rienz.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll need to use it.
Yeah, not here.
Woot's already rotated into the backside. Koshmara is even starting to hesitate a little bit that maybe they'll try and go back, but you got 2 players
Retrieving.
just waiting towards the back of spawn. There's not really anywhere for KC to go other than fight in one direction. You've either got Rienz or you've got Woot, and both seem to be bad options. Koshmara is going to join them for an in-zone flawless. 4-0. I think we're still on Lotus. We never left.
No, this almost just feels like the third half of Lotus. KC, unfortunately, struggling to get off the starting block once again. We'll be back on a bye here, have a couple of ultimates to invest.
Attacker spawn.
The other side, 2 key ultimates in terms of maybe piecing together a retake. Or maybe even just being proactive here, riding this wave of confidence. Newfound confidence for Heretics behind Koshmaras.
This needs to get going for KC. Last time out, they really struggled on that defense because Maras, he's got to be dead.
He's going to get a kill, no way.
He's got to be dead, and finally he'll be dealt with. A trade back, only really one if they can get the res onto Avaz, which they will. 3 players already in position, and Boo does have his ult online. The fact is, though, they have the option to fall back if they want to, and look to just reset this battle.
Looking to anticipate here with the orbital strike.
Yeah, they're waiting on the count.
Yeah, reconsidered now. Is KC going to be able to slip away from this? We'll have a notification here if Heretics make progress behind that.
Well, that was what they needed. Benji eventually checking. Took a little bit longer than maybe they would have liked, and because of that, they'll be able to get back in still. Orbital strike online, but instead they call one
it's gone out!
There's the orbital strike, but now they can just opt to retreat back if necessary.
Wood could have absolutely farmed there.
But look at Boo. He's stuck around.
Left.
The worry now is just that time ticking away. 25 seconds. The B side can be quite awkward to plant on, and the timing for Boo is going to be absolutely everything because they're going to go straight past him. They're even ulting back towards middle because they don't think anybody would still be around this position into that side.
He's gone a little early.
He's whiffed. And that allows Dosia to plant. Eventually, he'll find his third. Another look at that swing, and Boo's just taken over the round. I don't know how. He's got out of that with 4. But the IGL is currently 9-1.
An absolute blunder here. Again, initially pulls the trigger a little too fast. And you think at that point he's dead. They trade out of the smoke.
Yeah.
He finds a spam inside as the spike is still being planted and finds the follow-up on top of that.
But he was looking the wrong way for the last one.
Yeah.
Spike
I was
planted.
like, spam. Oh, I'm looking over here. I'm still going to correct in time. Dosia yet to get a kill, and that's not going to make things any better. It's an important game for these lads, I think.
Yes. Yeah. You can tell what's at stake. But again, it must feel good. It's still up. It's still up.
He's sticking to it. But it's two teams at very different ends because you got Heretics who over-delivered initially, but you now know how good they are, and KC who have changed players so many times, and it's not worked since 2024, the very first event of it, which most will consider a fluke.
Posted up here. Yeah, 11. Desperately trying to have impact here. Shut down early on once more. We'll leave KC as 4.
Recovering it.
And again, this is a similar sort of trend. They were really struggling in terms of these opening engagements towards Arcade. I mean, Gentleman's were being super proactive in some of the rounds previously, but again, slower burn. Again, it's the spacing in between here that could be their downfall.
Made in, well, okay. Wu really is feeling confident. Wu, even on low HP, has managed to go for another one,
Last
tries to
player
make space and succeeds. Again, a complete shutdown. I'll be honest, Mike, one of the things that's really worrying me is not actually looking at this B site, looking over on A. They had a trip deep towards Dish. They had a player pushed up. It's so easy for Heretics at that point to go,
Dig their heels
it's
in.
B.
Yeah, dig their heels in and just commit towards this because, like I said, I mean, look at this. There's nobody else getting onto this angle. They've not necessarily had any pressure or resistance in terms of util coming out. And like I said, comparatively for mates, they were actively taking this space away from them. Now they're giving it for free, and they can't convert that.
They could
Carbon copy once more here. Lesser weaponry. Trying to scale up behind this knife.
There's the judge at the tower.
Yeah, I mean, even here, what you find the opening engagement, then you have to deal with Kosh Maras. Unfortunately, Heretics, again, finger on the pulse in terms of what KC are currently doing. He's now switching things up. Benji, ability to commit towards site here. And Wu going to be tested towards Dish.
Has enough to slow them down, but no rotations just yet.
One off a showstopper as well for him.
As if it wasn't bad enough.
Yeah. Almost in that situation, if he does find the first player at KC, he can definitely prevent them from scaling up.
Oh, I like this though. They've left one behind. That's allowed them to hear the rotations.
Yeah, a little bit of misdirection though, because they're probably feeling like it's maybe one anchor towards site and maybe somebody else in towards spawn. But gosh, Matt, he's gone forwards.
Yeah, they pulled the rotation off the Nightfall. Well, we've seen them do this in the first map. Use that Nightfall as a bit of a ruse, and it has worked. Rian's had a chance. He somehow still has a chance. Eventually, he gets cleared. And around, I think Heretics will want to forget. They're being wrapped on as well by Narrate. That flank eventually going to come through. The Cosmic Divide will buy extra time for him to get in behind them. He's just biding his time. Sugetsu already clearing out another. He might not even be needed in the end as that backstab is ever coming. Oh, it's left all onto Wu. Not this time. A big round from KC, but they definitely had to work those rotations to get Heretics out of position.
Yeah, great conversion on the Thrifty. Again, slight overstep on the side of Heretics, but certainly a chance for Rians to maybe trim the fat, even the numbers a little bit. But he can't pin a single KC player down here. Levin breaks the crosshair really well. Real great work from KC, as you said, to draw the rotation. Arved's trying desperately to rally the troops here, but again, is that repeatable? Can they manipulate Heretics the same way?
Well, no, they can't. They're going to push them instead. Sugetsu, they're trying to clear them from the back, and they already have. They've done this before. Get rid of the man holding one side of the map, and now they can focus on the other. Showstopper a little early, but it has delayed any of that push. and they're being surrounded. They're being closed in from behind. That's why that delay holds value. Kushmaras, he's already swinging in. He's got an operator, but he has support from
Spike
Benji.
down, B.
This all out for aggression, this disrespect, and well, Dossier at least has finally managed to get onto the ball, but a 1v5. Well, he's trapped in the tower. He's literally a prisoner.
Right, is he? He's broken free.
He was. The bars have fallen down, but it still feels like he's trapped. There's 3 more to fight. The spike is down, and 45 seconds.
He's not necessarily home free yet, but
No.
he's out of the cell.
He's got all the guards still waiting on the other side. Like, he's got a moat to cross, needs to swim past that. And well, his little utility is dwindling as it goes, and there you go. The guy that, again, maybe should have died at some point sliding in with an operator.
When I look, he's like, oh, he's bought a rifle this round. When I see on the X-ray him sliding up, and I'm like, no, it's an op. Okay. Him very proactive from Heretics. Again, not to harp on the same point, something that worked really well for mates previously. The thing is, well, it's the showstopper here. It's almost just like zoning pressure, right? It prevents KC from backfilling that space, but also allow Heretics to set up some really comfortable positions on site. KC string together another buy. Again, ultimates here for Arvez and Sugetsu. On the other side, one away from the neural theft, and Koshmaras behind that operator does have a chance to still thrive in the chaos.
They're doing it again. They just want to get rid of Sugetsu. They're playing this 4-1, so they're looking to just try and deal with him. Av's got to be so careful, and it's only going to be the trade. And they think the other side is clear because they've been pushing. They just walked into Benji. He didn't even have to move.
Nah, just feeding into some of these setups now. Heretics poised to find number 8, Tom. It's going from bad to worse in some of these rounds for KC. Where they are switching things up, they're just unable to really get much impact.
Do you reckon they were just thinking, all right, well, our Haven's always been good. We don't need to practice that one. Let's try and practice everything else. Because right now...
I hate to say it, but I almost do believe that. Yeah. I almost do believe that.
Because it really looks like it.
It's a fair assessment, right?
You have a week. You've got to fix a lot of stuff. You go, we've got Haven in our back. But no one will even play that versus us. So,
of course not. Why would they?
You get trounced on it, and then you go into Lotus with 13-2, and it is going to be 8-1.
Yeah, maybe we flip the map pool on its head and just, hey guys, do you know what is feeling good for us right now?
Everything but Haven.
Everything else. Everything but the home map.
Oh, it's a bleak scenario when you're 8-1 down, or 7-1.
8-1 down.
And you're having to save a rifle in a 1 versus 4. Like, that's the scenario that KC currently find themselves in. They are staring down the barrel of a, well, operator, judge, rifle, you name it, and they are just 5 rounds away from basically being out of contention.
Yeah, again, I was going to wander there. Yeah, the benefit of maybe some ultimates coming online, but already cracks starting to show in terms of the funds. Desperately trying to... What, cracks? Yeah, I do. As Arvez pops it out.
It's almost like he's here. Watching the KO, run it down in towards Benjamin Fish, who's just going to try pre-firing. Now, they've already pressured elsewhere on the map. This time, they will have to give it up. Koshmaras is already coming in quickly behind. Now, there is, of course, the Vice Wall to give it away, but that does mean that Sugetsu needs to stay alive. This ult could be big, though.
Invested here. Catch at least. Yeah, I mean, Rians as well, actually. But doesn't necessarily buy them a lot of time in terms of how early on this has come through.
Nice stuff.
It's just Soros disruption cause in the backline. See, it's Sugetsu. Good for the first.
Oh, and a second as well, even while disrupted. And the firing squad is waiting for Koshmaras. Sugetsu. Well, he's awake at least. And we've seen Boo go for some crazy things, but if he runs into this one, I think maybe Heretics will take a pause.
Well, op 1v5. I'm going to get Sugetsu at least. Consolation kill on the way out. And still very healthy in terms of the funds on the side of Heretics, so Not going to be too pressed about that one. We'll have the neural theft and the orbital strike. Sugetsu does so well to find this second, especially with Wu landing a really good Satchel, actually. Almost looking a little more vintage there on the third onto Rien's.
Yeah. Someone known for those sort of big individual plays. We've seen it a lot less this year, it's safe to say, but a long, long way to go. No surprise, more aggression being expected. Operator even set up into arcade, ready. Not Judge this time.
You know. I mean, a lucky boy. Whether or not he's going to have a second chance at this. Levin does so well on the other side to find Wu and Boot.
Surely they go back now, right?
I mean, this is them trying to dig out Sugetsu. It's Levin on the other side.
I like this, playing with the rotations a little bit more. Defense now gambling back in the other direction. It will leave Benji solo on this B site. But Levin is just waiting. I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to group up with him, especially after he's paused. And Rienz is going to go back in for the swing. It should be the kill for Levin, but no. Doesn't connect on it.
Looked like a mini-map moment. Completely caught offside by Rienz.
Yeah, but it almost sells the idea that maybe they're not here anymore.
Well, yes, but I think they still commit to this 2-1 split here.
30 seconds left.
Operator not the best gun for this moment, but Rienz has been hitting. Still has stuff to try and slow them down. Benji not moving just yet, but now Rienz has to do absolutely everything. And the trade this time is good. Benji on the other side of the map, and the credits have now dwindled enough that holding onto this gun is probably worth it.
Spike planted.
And it's Woot and Boo that are struggling the most. Without Koshmaras or Woot on an ultimate as well. The ability to really offset that. So KC have a chance here, at least for round 12, to have a big advantage. Potentially an operator to pick up to bring in the mix here, but Levin certainly turning around this first half for him. Struggled once more to get off the board, but 2 crucial kills in this round, Tom. Like I said, to shut down that aggression that's really bespoke in terms of addressing Sugetsu.
Yeah. I think as well, like him starting to get into the game, you go into the defensive side, it's not so much a dive headfirst in and just get shot in the face. It's much more of a maybe they can set him up with an operator, put him in positions to actually thrive. So him at least hitting a few shots here and there at least gives me a bit of additional confidence that that's possible.
Yeah, relieves a bit of pressure. Again, it's unfortunate here, Koshmaras. I mean, Koshmaras finds one there. Could change the outcome of that round for sure. And Heretics will have 3 ultimates. Like I said, missing both duelist ults here. On the other side, speaking of, Levin will have his to invest in this final round of the first half. The buy will settle here potentially with a... actually, Rian switched out for the last minute.
No, he's given
he's giving to Koshmaras. Of course he has.
Of course he has.
He had to judge a moment ago. I was like, okay, that makes sense, but no. There he's instead. A seems to be where they've had success. Boo, even while stuck in the mud, is able to hit that shot to Levin. His luck seemingly run out from the previous round. Flash over the top. They've been denied completely, and they've got to be very careful. They're screwed. No way out of there. The combo of the C's alongside that orbital strike could surely put this one to bed. The spike down, 4 players surrounding it, and a rate. Oh, they're surely going to expect. Yeah, you could already see Boo is just watching in that direction, already knowing where the remainder of these players are. An aggressive push, because Mara is looking to be there to close things out. Instead, though, it is going to be 9-3, picked up by the side of Heretics. And honestly, for KC, it's looking like a nightmare. They need a mass turnaround going into the second half.
Remaining.
Would end it. If Heretics take that over the line, and with how they've just been running it down, it's going to be difficult for KC to react.
Well, yeah, you just don't have the benefit here of a decent buffer in terms of the rounds to really play with. Any sort of improvements you come out of, I mean, what, it was an 8-2 half in terms of the defense last time for KC? So if there were any improvements, you don't have a massive margin here. Maris not shying away from this at all. Gets shut down. Narrate will find a second. Benji just about finds Narrate there. Still a 2v3 though, look at the HP.
Yeah, there should be no way out of this one, especially with Aves still in the corner and Benji now needing an ace. Seems like a lifeline. It's going to be picked up. Looking to try and wrap around, but Sugetsu is already honed in on the angle, ready and raring to go. And unless Benji can hit an instant headshot, I don't think he's even going to check the angle. I don't know why you would. You'd have to be so prepared for a bit of a weird position.
At least KC will give themselves an opportunity to create that buffer that I'm talking about. Like I said, because they did struggle previously on this side. Again, if some of the plans you'd maybe worked on, anticipating this potentially in the veto, and certainly to get some of that confidence back online, an opening few in this second half would certainly tick the box for me.
It's like you come in as well. You got the double initiator and almost quasi-sentinel that having Astra in there. You should have a lot of delay, and okay. Not interested in delay. Just want to farm up some orbs for 11. Maybe get some confidence.
Yeah, I mean, definitely so. At least here, numerically, finding a few more than previously. Starting to heat up a little bit, already past double digits now. I'm curious if Heretics are going to be able to maybe isolate a player here. And if you look at the minimap, it would most likely be Dosia on the chopping block. Again, getting this spike past both Narrate and Aves would seem a little problematic in this scenario.
With how things have been going, you'd never know, though.
Spoke too soon.
Yeah, but now Rians gets it.
Last player standing.
There we go. It is going to be an in-zone flawless. As good as it gets for the first couple of rounds for KC to try and build themselves back into a map that, as said, we're in week 3. You might look at this and go, okay, it's a little bit early to be talking about playoffs, but going 0-3, the main thing to take away from it is your life is no longer in your hands.
What else do you talk about when you go 0-3? Yeah. you ultimately talk about the bigger picture, right?
You pray that somebody else does worse.
Yes. As I said, let God take the wheel, and in this scenario, Notang.
Other God.
Yeah, back on rifles here for both teams. Big info off this knife. Aves actually still postured up. Does have the regen, so can mitigate some of that early damage, but this is all to just play Levin in on this tighter angle.
Yeah, they know. They definitely know. Using the Prowler to clear him, and Levin tagged up. Oh, Benji on the other side. Are they going to clear this? Not properly, at least. And well, that might just be round over. Already managing to find 2 on the other side of the map. They have to quickly rotate back. And Boo's not just been sitting there. He's already sneaking his way up. Nice work from Levin, though. He also considers that Boo might be close. Needs a little bit more. And finds it. Good flash on the other side. And hoping to try and get a bit more, but it falls apart. Down to just Aves, the leader of the pack. Hoping to do more damage. It has already found one. As a bonus goes, this isn't bad, but they'd love a little more. Because Mara's so desperately low, there is an opportunity, but Boo, he really hasn't been. He's not been missing.
Yeah,
you run out of the smoke, he's hitting it.
He snapped on that one. Look, he was looking totally the opposite direction. Sitting at 15-7. As you said, leader for sure, but top of the board. Something we're traditionally used to seeing here. And Levin does so well. Great setup from Aves as well. Yeah, okay, that was a snap. Yeah, it looked pretty dirty.
I'll be honest. Tell me, did his crosshair end on the player's head?
Nope. There was 3 or 4 bullets that left that rifle. None of them whilst the crosshair was on him. Yeah, it's calculated.
The way Benji reacted was, it was like Unk hit a shot. That was.
Yeah, he's 15-7.
Yeah, you know. It looked like I expected that. I expected to see that, but maybe not from you. 10-5. As a bonus go, it's not bad for KC, especially with how that round started. But when you're this far down,
yeah, you need the conversion in general. to really have any hopes of at least springboarding off that half swap. Like I said, struggled previously. Versus Gentlemates. Narrate here. Might get some company. Good for the first and second as well.
Where are you?
Fair play. He's having a much better second half already. And this is an investment from the side of Heretics. Finding
One
three.
enemy remaining.
Levin pushing up, but it's Aves who's
Spike
already
down
managed to find one
A.
on the cross, and now Boo. Yeah, he's looking like he's found his prime, but there's so many players still left to find a close position and a judge, and no chance. Well, maybe the springboard didn't work first time, but that might help.
Definitely will. You know, all but a full reset in terms of the early funds here. Koshmara's considering a purchase still. Boo does have the orbital strike. Great work from Narate here. I mean, the third is the cherry on top. I think Koshmara's probably thinks he's got him on a reload potentially or backtracking, but Narate barely breaks a sweat here. Yeah, on the other side, just talking about the orbital strike, but Levin and Narate both with early ults to invest if they see fit. Obviously, the buy not really warranting that. Only a couple of sheriffs and a bucky for Koshmaras.
Yeah, the Thorns will delay what was an attempt at a fast-paced take. Slowed, but the spam's not too bad at all. Rins has just killed him off through the smoke, it seems. Maybe those ults will be needed. One of them already gone. Sugetsu managing to do so much on the site. Riens has found another with the classic. And now down to just 1 HP. Riens has a chance, but not chance enough. Sugetsu does incredible work. He even had to pick up a bucky.
Yeah, he was looking for something that still had ammo in it. Again, great isolation here on the opener. Just dealing with the reveal, enough information. Sugetsu does so well. Find a couple of crucial kills here. I mean, the snap onto Wu and Boo back to back. We'll find number 4 on the second half for KC and bring it within 3. I'd argue touching distance, pending this next round.
They struggled on the defense last time out, but already doubled up what they had before. The trap set, waiting for contact, but the contact already hits an immediate shot. Oh, I thought he dodged it for a second, but no. Second player not found just yet. Rien's still in the corner, and they've already managed to take control of the site. Rien's just, I think they forgot about him. He was the guy who got the kill. Dosia, though, from below, at least managing one. The rest of the players a little further behind.
Well, meanwhile, actually slipping into a very comfortable post-plant hold here. Going to require absolute heroics here from Narate and Sugetsu. Narate going to invest here. Still want to make a go of this.
Molly will buy time. Means they don't have to swing, don't have to worry about not having those sound cues because nobody can get onto it for the moment. Even looking to wrap around. Narrate's in the perfect position, but he doesn't land a shot. And now all left to Sugetsu. First is magnificent, but he doesn't know where that second player is coming from. Boo just sitting pretty and looking for him, and eventually it's a very nice try, but Boo's there to save the day once again.
He gets away here as well. And crucial in terms of maybe finding a response to this early string of rounds from KC. A chance to maybe stabilize financially.
That's the lot of them.
And Heretics do so well, and Riens in particular, to stay alive, buy enough time for that spike to be planted. Not just that, but then actually reinforce that hold.
He got the kills.
Yeah.
The fact that he's like, right, we've killed the one guy that was here. It's like, I don't think you have, but I guess I think it was the smoke that came up. And I believe that may have even been Dosia's smoke.
It was.
Yeah, saved him. KC do still have an investment. Benji, he has already got multiple kills from this corner, so anything more, yeah, it's immediately cleared. Exactly what we saw on the other side as well, just trying to get rid of that one player while the 4 are on the other side. Delay being put through from Sugetsu, and Showstopper won't land it, but the shot is found.
Koshmara steals that away from the Showstopper. Aves with an angle over the smoke, but look at the reposition here. They're all tucking in towards spawn. They're wrapping them.
Yeah, they've removed that ultimate at least. Overdrive. Not going to do anything in this moment, but do they know how many players are in position? They definitely do now, but it's a whiff from Aves. Not expecting so many targets. Tagged up at least. A slow can be thrown, but they still need to look to get towards the site, and they're losing every single fight. It isn't going to matter how much tickle damage they did. Heretics are on 12 and 1 away from their first win.
And KC are broke as well. They're going to have the benefit of maybe stringing together a couple of rifles, but it's going to be costly at that. I have 2 ultimates to rely on.
Boo is metaphorically and literally floating right now.
Yes, yeah. Fantastic performance from him. As you said, the leader for Heretics
There.
in this crucial map 3. When you think bigger picture.
And if this is the improvement after 1 week, they get another week.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll welcome
Let's
Haven a
not
bit.
get ahead of ourselves. Let's not.
At least they have a chance. That's the thing. For KC, 5 rounds in a row needed just to try and stay in this one. As you said, the weaponry is not good. Dosia on the corner, but post-plant looking likely. Sugetsu takes a risk and it doesn't pay off. A post-plant from here. The Steel Garden online, but not going to have any effect with his passing. The defensive Cosmic Divide may be utilized as a bit of a surprise factor, but they're going to have to run through it. And in fact, the attackers have used this as a way to get back in and clear out their teammate. They're now all coming in from one position. Cosmaris is waiting. Levin has done well, and somehow it looked like they could turn it, but it won't be the case. Benji Fishy holds on, and Heretics, after a 13-6 defeat on their map choice, turn